In wilds beyond they speak your name with reverence and regret. For none could tame our savage souls, yet you the challenge met. Under palest watch you taught, we changed, base instincts were redeemed. A world you gave to bug and beast as they had never dreamed. Ow, my legs! Welcome to Hallownest, the world of Hollow Knight. What is Hollow Knight? Well, first of all, it's a game by Team Cherry. There it is. Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania, so that definition of a game describes platformers, mostly, with RPG elements. You're mostly incentivized to explore wide and expansive maps and go through multiple areas, upgrading your equipment and learning new abilities, and just exploring the environment, having a good time. Higher beings, these words are for you alone. Your great strength marks you amongst us. Focus your soul, and you shall achieve feats of which others can only dream. Hold the right face button to focus soul and heal. So you can see how much soul we have at the top left of the screen. Every time you hit an enemy, you gain a notch of soul, and I believe your total soul that you can have is 9 notches. So you can hit enemies 9 times, and you will get full soul. If you're ever low on health, you can just hold that right face button, and you will heal. But keep in mind that it will take some time to heal. You can't heal every bit of your wounds immediately. You're going to need to take some time. But we'll see some evidence of needing to heal in high-stakes scenarios a little bit later. Now, there are instances of sequence breaking in this game, otherwise it wouldn't really be a true Metroidvania. But I believe if you time your jump just right over here, you would be able to jump over that crumbling floor and sequence break a little bit to get up to where we need to go, which is right up here. Before I move on, though, I do want to do a different sequence break. There are a lot of hidden areas in this game, whether they're behind breakable walls or just invisible walls. Make sure to explore every nook and cranny, and you can find some really cool hidden secrets. For example, it looks like we can't really jump over this ourselves, but other than just having a standard swing for your character, who is just called the Knight, you have multiple directions of aiming. You can aim upwards, you can aim to your sides, or if you're in the air, you can aim downwards. And you can bounce off of enemies and some other obstacles by aiming downwards and slashing. So if you're good with your jumps, you can actually bounce over those spikes. Within our lands do not hide your true form. Let all bask in your majesty, for only this kingdom could produce one such as you. Once we come over here, we unlock our first charm. To equip a charm, open the charms menu while resting at a bench. We haven't visited a bench yet. But once we do, we'll be able to equip the charm, we'll be able to save our game, we'll be able to restore ourselves to full health. And before I forget about it, you'll notice that earlier I picked up some what is referred to as lifeblood. The glowing blue icons next to my current health indicators. Those are just consumable hit points. Whenever you take damage, you lose whatever lifeblood you have collected. Until you collect more of it, obviously. You cannot heal lifeblood, so if you lose it, then you're gonna have to find some more. And it's not super important, it just gives you a little bit of extra buffer to take more damage. But upon resting at a bench, you will lose all of your lifeblood. Beyond this point, you enter the land of King and Creator. Step across this threshold and obey our laws. Bear witness to the last and only civilization, the Eternal Kingdom, Hallownest. Hey everybody, I'm here. Tough crowd. And with that, welcome to Dirtmouth.
Eh? Odolan, Nato.
Oh there, traveler. I'm afraid there's only me left to offer welcome. Our town's fallen quiet, you see. The other residents, they've all disappeared, headed down that well one by one into the caverns below. Used to be there was a great kingdom beneath our town. It's long fell to ruin, yet it still draws folks into its depths. Wealth, glory, enlightenment, that darkness seems to promise all things. I'm sure you too seek your dreams down there. Well, watch out. It's a sickly air that fills the place. Creatures turn mad and travelers are robbed of their memories. Perhaps dreams aren't such great things after all. So there's one of the benches that we have so teased up until this point. So now we can equip our charm that we've found. Oh, and I should probably explain what that does, right? The Fury of the Fallen. When close to death, the bearer's strength will increase. So once we reach, I believe, just 1 point of health, we will get increased attack power. Now, unfortunately, Dirtmouth doesn't have much to interact with other than the mayor. So let's head down into the well and continue exploring the realm of Hallownest. And with that, welcome to the Forgotten Crossroads. We'll learn a little bit more about our ultimate goal in the game if we head to the right, but I'm going to briefly stop in at the left side because there's something I want to show before I get too explorer happy. We're also going to meet a few new enemies. We're not going to be able to learn the names of them just yet. This is the Grub Village, and that's the Grub Elder who's crying. He's lost all of his grubs, all the grubs that he presides over, and you can see that there are eggs everywhere, including in the background, rather, the faded background, and right behind the knight here. So, one of the collectibles in this game are grubs. If you find them out in the wilderness, they'll be inside glass jars, and you can pop them open. And then once you return to the Grub Village, the Grub Elder will reward you for however many grubs you've picked up along the way. As for fighting enemies, you don't have to fight everyone you come across. The only real rewards for doing so will be the area's currency, or Hallownest's currency, called Geo. So some enemies won't drop a whole lot. So this guy, for example, only gave 2 Geo. Another reason you'd want to fight enemies is to get Soul. And Soul is basically your mana. So you can use it to cast spells and to heal. The Temple of the Black Egg.
Hello
Hello there. How delightful to meet another traveler on these forgotten roads. You're a short one, but you've a strong look about you. I'm Quirrell. I have something of an obsession with uncharted places. This ancient kingdom holds many fascinating mysteries, and one of the most intriguing of them is standing right before us. A great stone egg, lying in the corpse of an ancient kingdom, and this egg, is it warm? It certainly gives off a unique air. Can it be opened? There are strange marks all over it. I do so love a mystery, and who knows what other marvels lie even deeper below us. Alright, so our ultimate goal in the game now is to unlock that black egg. Something has drawn us to Hallownest, and we've seen in the opening cutscene that something happened at that door with the 3 faces on it in the Temple of the Black Egg. So it's very mysterious. We need to know the ultimate mystery of that. Now, this being a Metroidvania game, you can kind of go wherever you want to within your abilities. So, exploration, you get rewarded for pretty well. You can unlock new abilities, upgrades to your current abilities, new badges, geocaches. There are a lot of things to explore and to do in this game. So, even though this may be a Let's Play, you don't have to follow my path exactly. You can explore as much as you want, wherever you want, whenever you want. But in this case, there's a big guy here, and he's guarding something. It'll be a little bit more obvious if I can push him off to the right here. But there is a glass object, and look, there's our first grub. This guy isn't too difficult. Just don't get too many hits in right away, because he's pretty quick to attack, and you can't really get too many slashes in on him without, you know, risking your health. But anyway, here's our grub. He gets really excited when he sees you, when you're really close, but if you walk away, but then you walk forward, and it's just as simple as that. If you find a grub, just slice open the glass container, and he'll dig away, and then you can find him back at the Grub Village. We don't need to be over here right now. However, I do want to show a few things off here. Oh, bury my mother, pale and slight. Bury my father with his eyes shut tight. Bury my sisters 2 by 2, and then when you're done, let's bury me too. You don't know that one? It's one of my favorites. We can sing something else if you like. You start singing, and I'll join in. I bet you have a beautiful singing voice. So, what are you down here for? If you came to get wealthy, just look around you. These mines are still bursting with riches. There's plenty for everyone. Just grab a pick and join in. There's also an elevator up here. And this is about the extent of what we can do in this area, because we can't access anything to the right here. There's a crumbling floor that no matter what we do, we cannot break. So we'll need to come back here later. This is what I affectionately like to refer to as a soul statue. If you hit it, you get some soul. But you cannot exceed the maximum amount of soul that you currently have at the moment. So, no point in hitting it right now. And if you leave the area and come back, then you can just get the soul again from the same statue. Alright. We'll keep going a little bit. I'll go down here, because I think there's actually something important this way. Or at least something to observe. So we can't progress any further because we're closed off, we're gated off. There's a little switch right below me. We're gonna have to loop around the long way in order to unlock that path for us. Whenever you take damage, the screen gets a bit of a vignette effect and the audio goes very... what's the word I need to use for this? The audio fades out briefly, as though you're taking some blunt force. Whenever you take damage as well, you can hold the right face button and you can heal for 3 ticks of soul. If you have a full soul gauge, you can heal 3 hit points of damage because each hit point can be restored with 3 notches of soul, and you have 9 notches of soul in total in a full pool. Now, there's a grub up there. Normally, you're not supposed to get him right now, but I'm going to try sequence breaking a little bit. I'm going to borrow this guy. I'm going to bring him over here. Going to try a little bit of a different strategy here. There we go. There we go. So, clever jumping can reward you pretty early on. You don't need to wait for a new upgrade in some instances. Alright. We're actually in the room directly to the right of the Grub Village. So let's stop in really quick. So the village elder is very pleased with us delivering a couple of his grubs back, so he'll reward us with geo. The more grubs you collect, the more geo rewards you can get, but also he'll reward you with other types of rewards a little bit later. I'll keep it kind of vague as to what rewards he'll be able to give you. But let's just say you'll want to collect as many grubs as you can. Now, this is about the extent of what we can get up to right now. If you're clever with your jumping, you can probably make it up here. But I'm not even sure if I want to be up here. If I remember right, this area is a little bit tricky to traverse, and not just because of the platforming you need to do, but because of what lies beyond. So, I'll keep this a mystery for right now. I'm not going to explore it in full. I'm just going to try to return back to the main path. And whenever we have the ability to easier traverse this area, I will certainly come back here. At the bottom of the tower room, we hear a little bit of humming. Ah, hello there. Come down to explore these beautiful old ruins? Oh, don't mind me. I have a fondness for exploring myself. Getting lost and finding your way again is a pleasure like no other. We're exquisitely lucky, you and I. I'm a cartographer by trade, and I'm working on mapping this area right now. Would you like to buy a copy of my work so far? Hold the left bumper to view a map of the current area. View a detailed map of Hallownest in the map pane of the inventory. A map can be a useful thing, but it alone won't show you where you are. If you've not the head for directions, I suggest purchasing a compass for my wife, Izelda. She's just now opening our new map shop in Dirtmouth, selling all sorts of useful things to wanderers like yourself. She'll even sell some of my old maps from time to time. I pop back to see her whenever I finish mapping an area. She's always so excited to see me. So, if we have a look at our map by holding the left bumper, L1 or L if you're playing on Switch, because this game is available on multiple platforms. We are currently at the very bottom left of the map, where the cartographer has mapped out. He's directly to the right of where we currently are. You can see the little mosquito-like face in that room. That's to indicate that he was sitting there in the first place. And there are a few rooms that he has not yet explored, indicated by the gaps on the sides of each part of the map. So you can tell, like, there's a room to certain areas, like for example, in this room to the very far left, there is something we can access, but we have yet to explore ourselves. Also, I apologize if you heard a Windows noise. That was my controller disconnecting, and I am not sure if my controller is actually out of power right now. If it is, I will start playing with my Switch controller if need be. So whenever those big orange blobby guys die, they will spawn some of their infants to come attack you. Their normal attack pattern is that they will spit out their infants to chase you normally. And that's about all they do. These guys, you can't do damage to them. They are invulnerable. So be very careful when interacting with them. They're really just obstacles, and there's no way to kill them. The cartographer is still here, humming away. But let's keep exploring what he has mapped out so far. So now we're directly to the right of the room he is in. That is to say, on the map. It's obvious, we just left the room that he was humming in. So, as mentioned before, there are hidden walls and breakable walls everywhere in Hollow Knight. And you can keep bashing walls if you want to find some of them. But you can also have a look out for walls that have cracks in them. This is one of such walls. You'd be able to find out easily if you were trying to go for this geocache, you swung your weapon, then you saw, wait, that wall moved. So there we go. A breakable wall. And what does it yield? Just more geo. Nothing too major. So, we're locked inside of a Gauntlet Room now. We're gonna need to take care of all the enemies that show up in this room, otherwise we cannot proceed. It's not too bad. Just some of these floaty orange guys. Their attack pattern is that they will just spit out orange goop balls at you from time to time. And they'll aim where you are, not where you're going. But yeah, it was just those three guys, and we're free to move on. Now that sign there, that's an indicator for a hot spring. What is a hot spring? Well, whenever you go to one and you soak yourself in the water, you will replenish all of your available soul. So yeah, now we're back at full soul. The cartographer didn't seem to map that out on his map, so it's good to have been able to, you know, see that for ourselves. I will show this off. If this is where I think it is, yes. We cannot jump up there just yet. We don't have the ability to move further in the air than what we currently have available to us. We only have a single jump. We don't have a wall jump. We don't have any sort of air movement. Nothing of the sort. So we're gonna have to leave this area alone for now and maybe keep it in mind for later.